Hey, welcome to Prep Talk. I'm Scott.
Jay,
Scott as well.
and with us tonight we got Scott. So looks like I'm Jay, my buddy Scott, my other buddy Scott.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna
we're a
get this
pair.
pulled up here so I can see the questions. What are we talking about today, Scott? Number 1 and 2. Scott, number 2. What are we talking about?
So I get to be number 2? Okay,
because you're the number 2.
so tonight we are talking about ham radio licenses and,
Technology.
that technological stuff that goes with it. That's why Scott number 1 is here, so that he knows more about it than we do. I'm dumb when it comes to radios.
I just haven't experienced it yet. It's like,
Yeah.
when
You
I
know
start,
what? You're gonna have to talk
I
louder.
said he just hasn't. He's not dumb. He just hasn't experienced it and
Yeah.
messed around with it. And nobody starts out knowing it. You got to pick up stuff as you go.
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
what? You get that on the groups a lot. Like people that have been in a group for a long time, somebody new comes in, they're like, "How do you not know this?" And
Right.
I'm like, "What the?"
And that's why whenever you guys contacted me and asked me, I was like, yeah, I'll be willing. I'm always willing to share any knowledge of any topic. I'm not an expert on anything, but I have knowledge on a lot of different topics,
Right.
and I'm always willing to share if I can.
Yeah. So, I know you're new here, and I don't know if you watched any of our lives or not, but usually we'll talk about current topics for a second, then jump into subject, kind of give people time to kind of get in.
Sure.
What's going on in the news? Anything? Anything crazy? Got a lot of wet weather coming in tonight.
Weather coming in. I heard that. I forget what town it was in Texas. I heard it got blasted pretty hard.
I haven't seen that. I have not
I
seen.
want to say it
that
was
at all.
like New Prairie
New
or
Prairie, Texas?
something like that.
I know that whole region's been getting rocked lately. I know they had Gorilla Hail in Dallas,
Jeez.
Dang.
and I mean and if you want to know what size, I mean that's softball size hail.
Yeah,
That's huge. That's like 3 inches bigger.
That's too much.
That's that's a lot too much.
that's,
I mean,
that's too much.
I seen a bunch of pictures of it from the guys on AR15.com on that forum area, and they were Texas guys. They're not used to that stuff.
no, they,
you
they
know,
ought to be because Dallas and Fort Worth and all that's been getting hit lately.
yeah,
This
just
has been kind of running up.
right.
Oh, okay. Another message pop up because I'm screen sharing so we can see. See anything else been going on? Oh, here's a quickie.
Quickie.
Um,
Make it fast.
it will. This is just a little tidbit of information that I learned the other day that somebody shared with me, talking about weird stuff, and it's crazy because did you know in 2022, I think maybe in 21, don't quote me on that, a movie come out called White Noise. Anybody know what it's about? Going once.
Well,
going
part
twice.
of it is about a train wreck in New Jerusalem in Ohio that caused a bunch of havoc and a dude went nuts.
Yeah. Do you know where some of the people are from?
Ohio.
That filmed it are from the same town that this last crash just happened in.
That's
Yeah.
what they call a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
That's definitely crazy.
It's almost like what was the movie?
It's almost like it was predicted.
Yeah.
That's,
I mean, I would hate. No, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that.
Surely not.
I mean, and what was the movie with the monkeys outbreak? They wouldn't
Yeah.
do that. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
certainly.
it's kind of crazy.
There's-
I don't know. It's just kind of weird.
There's no way that our government would plan anything
Scott, you're gonna get in
negative.
trouble.
You gotta get us kicked off the
You're gonna
air.
get it kicked off the internet. You're gonna get zucked. And not the good kind of zuck.
Look. Look, if there's somebody to do it, it would be me.
Yeah, I know.
I can brag that I have never had a ban on Facebook ever.
No, he's never been to Facebook jail. They
Never
executed him.
never been to Facebook jail, but I've been deleted twice.
Oh,
They
okay. There
executed
you go.
I got
they-
zapped.
Yeah, they
Bam!
executed
He
him.
got life.
I got a text one day on Messenger that said they're deleting Facebook pages. And before I could reply, I was signed out and could not sign back in, and it said my account didn't exist. It's
you,
gone.
you lean too far this way.
Yeah.
You
Same
know.
Yeah.
shit fart.
Yeah.
Sometimes. What about my comments?
We can't see the comments. You can't fart.
Oh, I don't know.
Subtitles are amazing.
I love subtitles. They don't speak.
They're automatic
Country.
subtitles. It said fart twice now.
Well, that's because you keep saying fart. That's gonna pick it up.
There's a bit of it more delay than I expected on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's.
Three Stooges.
So
Yeah.
I can't read from
Well,
here. So if
you
somebody
know.
asks a question and you want me to answer it,
Yeah,
let me know.
I'll read it. I don't care. Frankie Salem, anybody got a question? Since we're talking about ham radios, if you ain't forgot, and I'm not talking about like the Thanksgiving ham radios.
Once we get to that point, that's what we'll be.
Those are ham roasted.
Oh, the roasted hams, ham roasted. Oh my gosh, man, it's been crazy. Oh, I've been busy. St. Louis today, doctor appointments yesterday.
Dude, last couple
Oh,
of
wow.
weeks. Last couple of weeks have been super busy, just in general.
Oh, speaking of St. Louis, not to take over your train of thought, but I'm going to derail it a minute. And I don't know if y'all have seen this, if y'all are following this, and I follow some pages that y'all probably know. But I have a friend that I've met, personal friend, not just a Facebook friend, named Richard, citizen journalist, and he was the first one to share this with me. And then, who was it that commented on my page on the post earlier about the radios? Bruce
Miller?
Bruce Miller reposted it off Twitter. But there was a guy in St. Louis shot execution style in broad daylight yesterday.
Oh shit, where at?
I don't know.
I mean, I know.
I
St.
mean,
Louis,
obviously it's
but
in St. Louis, and I didn't
So-
get on there and dig. But
I saw
So-
a post about it. I have a friend that's a paramedic in downtown St. Louis.
so the guy apparently had been into a fight with it was a homeless dude and another guy. They had apparently got into a fight earlier. Well, guy number one, the shooter, and guy number two, I think is a homeless dude, got into this fight. Guy number one shoots at him and misses. Homeless dude sits down on the curb. Somebody in a storefront pulls out the old camera. Instead of calling 911, we're going to film whatever's about to happen.
Right.
Let's not do this the right way.
Let's get
So,
Facebook famous.
yeah, he pulls out his old phone and he's recording or whatever. And I watched the video. It's like 35 seconds long. And he fumbled. The guy number one fumbles with his gun. It's clear he has a malfunction. It jammed around. I don't know. You couldn't really see, but he's on the phone with somebody because you can see the way he's holding it. He's messing with his gun, and then puts his phone in his pocket, racks around, messes with it. The guy is still filming. This guy down here, he's kind of narrating. Oh yeah, I could see him messing with his gun. He's trying to load it, and he watches him shoot him in the back of the head. And the dude goes, "Oh crap! He just shot him." He said he didn't say the crap word. He said the F word. And then that's the end of the video. And I thought you had 30 seconds, bro, to do an insanely, not even insane, but a human act, and you chose to film that,
yeah, that's messed up.
and then on top of that, post it to social media. And I mean, that's to me, that's
Yeah.
just crazy.
Sickening.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
should get banned.
Yes,
You know, if anybody's gonna
Yes.
get banned, it should be that guy.
Yeah.
You know.
but we talk about
So
something else, and it's like, whew.
I got a buddy of mine that is a paramedic in St. Louis, and he'll post stuff like that, articles and stuff. And he posted an article, and it said, he said another shooting in downtown St. Louis, and I was like, "Yep, imagine that."
Yeah, it's like the
It's-
Myrtle Cat. They're
Yeah.
getting close to Chicago.
Yeah,
Whenever I lived up there, I heard shots. I don't say every single night, but out of a 7-day week, I probably heard shots 5 nights.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there was times where I would just go down in the basement because I'm underground theoretically, and if the bullets would come through the house, hopefully they wouldn't come down in the basement. And it would get that heavy though, to where
Yeah.
and
They have one of them German guns with a curved barrel.
shoot around corners.
Yeah.
They have one of those. Seriously, I thought it was a joke. I was at the Ordnance Museum in Baltimore, Maryland, or at Aberdeen, whatever you want to call it, and they have a gun that shoots around corners.
Mhm.
It's got a curved barrel. I don't know, kind of weird. But anyway, let's get on with
So-
the subject.
Hobby versus a necessity. Let's start with that. Frankie commented. Let's
Yeah.
start with that.
So is that a? How do you elaborate? I mean, it's
How
like
do you elaborate?
with everybody's gonna want something different. You know,
I
something.
mean, it's
some
just talk it out. Ham radio, hobby versus necessity. It depends on which side. There are a lot of people. I mean, it's you're more hobby, obviously.
Oh yeah.
You and a few other people are more hobby.
Yeah.
Me, I'm more of the necessity guy. I'm not gonna make one of whatever this thing is you brought in to show me. I've seen. Let me just get it right here. You can tell me what it is.
It's Medusa's head.
I mean, I'm not gonna make this.
So the thing with ham radio
It
is
looks like something you get at Dr. John's. I'm not gonna lie.
a big part of ham radio is
Tickle, tickle.
experimentation and making stuff for your own self versus going out and buying it.
All right.
Now I could have went to DX Engineering or any of the ham radio places, and I could have ordered an antenna,
Right.
and I have done that. But then I've seen some guys on Facebook and on
Right.
YouTube that were making their own.
Right.
I said, well, I want to do that too. So I ordered several pieces, a truck antenna adapter, the piece where it mounts, a right angle adapter, a $4 10 spike, 22 gauge speaker wire, Anderson power pole connectors. It took me maybe 25 minutes to put this
That's a
together.
10 spike.
This is a 10
Mhm.
spike, yes.
I'm not going to tell you what I thought it was.
A Kubiton?
No,
No. Something.
I thought it was a. Actually, I thought it was one of these. I'm not going
Oh, this is called
like
a ham
whip.
stick.
I actually thought it was like a whip, CB whip. You remember the
Oh,
like 6
yeah.
foot
That's basically
fire
it.
sticks from
Yeah.
CBs? Yeah, that's what I thought that was.
That's
I didn't
basically
even look. I mean, that's the difference between hobby
right.
and necessity, right there.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know what happens if let's say a situation comes along where you do need your radio,
Mhm.
not as a hobby but as a real thing. You got a nice cool antenna up there. All right, cool, we're rocking.
I'm coming to your house.
A storm, well, but you may not be able to get there. Leg could be
I-
broke. You know.
I got
Storm-
a nice, I got a nice cool antenna.
Well,
Right.
and then the dog gnaws off the end of it tonight while you're napping. You know, so it's like, okay, how do I make my own antenna? You
Yeah.
can get wires, you know, but there's something for everybody. You know, you can
Right.
buy it or you can make it.
So
You know.
a lot of people get into this under the necessity kind of leg of it, and then they find out that they're more interested in it than they thought,
That's
and then go up.
it's an
Yeah.
addiction.
I-
That's what got me was I
Well,
got
I know
into
around
it.
here some of these people could trade one addiction for that one and be way
Uh,
better off.
Definitely so.
Me,
And,
obviously,
They
I
probably-
could trade donuts for that and be probably cheaper.
I,
And probably still save money. Yeah.
Yeah, donuts and pizza, and I'd be
Yeah.
be good.
yeah.
So yeah, that's the difference between getting into it as far as a hobby goes. Does that answer your question there, Frankie? I don't know. But
So I got into it basically out of necessity.
right. I mean,
Um,
I've got a couple radios myself.
You know, there are some folks here in town that know what I used to do. You know, being prior military,
Right.
we had some radio experience. You know, with
Comms.
you know, comms and things like that we had to deal with. And so that carried over to the outside world once we got out, you know. And then, you know, prepping for emergencies,
Very
you
important.
still got to have a radio. You still got to have an alternate way of communication. So I actually think I have like 4 of them,
Oh yeah, they grow.
One for each kid.
and I have one in my car.
They grow.
You know, I got, you know, we have 4 of the little Walmart kind of little cheap FRS radios.
See,
Um,
the radio that you have in your hand, Scott number 2, that one, I have one just like it. It's in my room on the charger. I didn't figure I needed to bring it out because it looks identical. Different antenna, but I live over on the what side of town?
South side.
The south side of town.
South side?
Yeah, I forgot. The south side of town, and Scott lives over in
I live up by Mile in Mile
Mount
Lamont.
Lamont, and I can walk out on my porch, and he can walk out on his porch, and we can talk to each other with the radios. So, in terms of what Frankie just said, okay, in terms of prep, is this a necessity, as in like life-saving necessity in hard times? What is the likelihood, or is this most likely a hobby, aka forgotten art? What would I comment my wallet, babe? Commit my wallet. Hold on a minute. I gotta fix it.
Okay, so as far as the hard times go,
What would I commit my wallet? Okay.
so as far as hard times go, I'm gonna use this if I need to. FCC, I don't care. If it's an emergency, I'm gonna use my radio.
Right.
Yeah. These
I think he's
okay.
his last line. I think he basically wants to know what's he going to spend to get into a decent radio
yeah.
setup.
So like
Right.
this radio, you can buy online now. They're almost $50 now.
Right. Now keep in
And
mind
you
it's
have
a
to
$50 radio. So let me see if I can figure out how to answer this the best way. Life-saving necessity in hard times. What's the likelihood? You have a fire extinguisher in your house? What's the likelihood of using it? You carry a gun? What's the likelihood of using it? So you can take that for what you will. Now I know that I can reach Scott number 1 at his house with my radio. No, we haven't tried it yet. And I can reach Scott number 2 at his house. And I know that I can reach my mom. So as long as I keep my radio charged via solar panel or some way to keep it charged, I know that I have communication should we go to a grid down situation.
Or anything. It could be a tornado. Could come through and take down the
even,
towers.
Yeah.
You know, we just had one in 90, whatever,
We had one
October.
like in October.
Yeah,
That was last
October,
year, bro. That
you know.
was not 90.
No, I was going to say 98, but I'm like,
This
no,
is
that
the
number's way
derecho.
off.
You're talking about the derecho that
No,
come
well,
through?
that was one too.
Yeah.
You know.
And yeah, so if we get to a grid down situation or a tornado comes through and grabs the cell towers, I mean it's that.
So I have the NOAA weather
That-
radio programmed on my radio,
Yeah.
and like if we monitor weather, and if I know there's weather coming in, I'll turn my radio over to NOAA.
Yeah. Well,
And-
I have NOAA. Well, I have my phone. I have the little walkie-talkies from Walmart.
Yeah.
And they're not ham, they're GMRS.
Yeah.
But I have them because if we're downstairs and I come up to check everything, I know she's safe. I can leave her with one of them and I can walk out.
Right.
You know, and be like, hey, I'm good. You can come on out, or hey, hold the door because I'm coming right back in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of thing. But Frankie says having the radio who monitors scans is in an emergency depths in natural. Who monitors? One of y'all want to answer that? Or would I just be limited to friends that have them?
Kind of both.
Kind of both. Because you got repeaters.
Right.
So anything that's on a ham frequency and not GMRS, if I'm learning this right.
A little off. So there's, I don't want to get too
Go
nerdy
ahead.
about it, but there's a simplex, which is radio to radio.
Right.
And then if you program in, you have to know the upstream and downstream, forwards and backwards, whatever you
got
want to
nerdy
call
on
it. Well, you got to know how to program it in there, you know, which isn't hard to do, but you just got to know to do it. To hit a repeater. And that extends your coverage area 30 to 50 miles.
I've got to like unnerdy it real quick, okay? So basically, you have a repeater in town. You tell me how far off I am. You got a repeater in town somewhere. You key up, it hits the repeater, and that repeater broadcasts it further.
Yes, exactly.
So,
All right.
we're back.
There we go. There's part 2. Sure. Oh, I can't get my drink.
So anyway, we're back. Sorry about that. Our awesome camera just
Yeah, our nice Logitech high definition camera that we had just decided it died.
yeah. So technology for you.
Works great when it works.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. We're back, Frankie. All right. Now, what was your question? We'll get right back to that. I'm like all non-professional, all slouched over. I'm like,
It's laid
right.
back.
Fun,
We're not in a,
you know?
we're not in a boardroom or,
yeah,
you know, nobody's wearing shirts and ties. And
it's fun. And
I
that's
don't-
what it's about.
I don't know that I'd wear a shirt and tie if I had to.
I prefer not.
I'd wear a shirt and you wouldn't see the tie because my beard's too long.
Hey, Kaylin. Kaylin. Anyway, sorry. Yeah.
All right.
Dogs are playing over in the corner together.
All right.
Being loud.
So,
probably didn't hear 'em.
Frankie's typing, so
Yeah, Frankie's typing. Okay, so I can't even remember what we were talking about.
He was asking, what do you need? How much does it cost? Can he talk to somebody?
Oh,
Who
okay.
can he talk
yeah.
to?
Yeah.
So there's a repeater
We suck at this.
somewhere in town. Scott keys up. I'm on the other side of town. He talks. It hits the repeater, and then I can hear it. My radio's on. That's how, in a nutshell, it works.
Yep.
As far as somebody that monitors it,
It's good to know a couple different frequencies. Like there's a 2 meter, what they call national calling frequency.
right?
And that's like, I don't want to say information, but it's like, that's one of the frequencies that a lot of people listen and monitor on. So you could throw out your call and say, hey, this is such and such, I need help, or I need this,
Right.
or I need that. And you might have to change 2 or 3 frequencies. You might have to, and again, it's an emergency type situation. It's not, hey, it's a great day out. I think I'm going to sit around and, call my aunt. It's like, hey, I need help.
Right.
And so it's
So,
like,
in
ahead.
terms of prep, my question is, should we, this is from Frankie Hunt. In terms of prep, my question is, should we promote it to the outsiders or promote to a simple regular radio?
I don't know what it means.
Like, here, I think if we had our own channel, is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I think it would be good to say, hey,
Okay, I got you. If very few have the capabilities, is emergency personnel even able to respond? Yes, abso-freaking-lutely. And let me tell you why. In Katrina, the cell services were down, the police and local EMS and LEO services were down, their repeaters were down, and you could probably go back throughout history, and ham radio operators have filled that gap.
Yeah.
With that, yes, you can actually the frequencies from my understanding, a lot of LEOs have frequencies that will mirror or interchange.
His next question.
It's
does
interoperability.
Fredericktown have their own frequency?
So Fredericktown's frequencies for emergency responders are all digital
No,
because that's the new fad. Well,
I
then
think what he's asking, if he's just going around the tree stump instead of through it, is in a grid down situation, cell phones are down, all that, can he get on his radio and say, hey, I'm over here on blank, 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 blank street at ABC Street. I need help. Who is going to hear him?
it depends on what frequency.
That's what he's asking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a very
Um,
much it
well-
depends situation. Now, one of the things that I would like to do, preferably soon, is to get a business frequency that we can use for prep, that we can hand out and say,
if you need something, get on it.
if you need an emergency or whatever, then come on and radio, and
Right.
we'll know where to
What
go.
was you gonna say?
I was kind of gonna say there, a lot of stuff starts out and it's not really organized or really set up. And part of the prep thing that I see you guys doing, I see the value of you guys trying to come together and form a maybe small and maybe large, further on, trying to form a community. So what you guys need to do is plan, hey, let's start off on 50 point whatever, pick a frequency
Right.
and have like a primary, secondary, and tertiary frequencies. So that way, try these, and build this thing.
Now, if we
Yeah.
did that,
Yes.
let's say we got you. I'm gonna throw you under the bus.
Yeah.
If we had 3, 4, 5 people that would put together a study group,
Yes.
because I know you're all for getting your license. You're
But what-
pro. You're pro that.
Yes. For a reason, but go ahead.
Right. So we all do a study group and get our license and learn how to operate this thing. Then we could get our own, whatever you said, small group. And then to answer Frankie's question, yes, we could nominate people if we had enough people. Hey, you monitor the radio on Monday. I'll monitor it on Tuesday. you catch it on Wednesday, like that. That way, at any given point, somebody gets on there, somebody's on the other end.
In
That could happen.
yes, and the ham thing is actually getting. He's seen it, or there was a comment on there saying that it's an old dying art. It's actually, yes, it is, but now it's actually resurgent and coming back. It's getting more popular because of the different disasters and things. And my ham club is actually working with Bonne Terre Fire Department and emergency services up there. They're actually building us a station inside their dispatch area
Right.
where when there are disasters like this, guys from our ham group will volunteer to come in and man that
And man,
station and field calls and help direct and relay information.
yeah,
And
because I know we've used in search and rescue. We've used ham guys a lot, especially when things are digital and you can't get that
yeah,
that range.
yeah.
You know, because there's places on the Tennessee River at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
What's that?
Mayor, there's places that you can't. That ain't what
We'll,
this
we'll
is.
get it in a second.
I'll get it in a second. There's places that you can't reach digitally.
Yes.
So if it's a big enough issue or a major issue, missing child or whatever, we'll implement the ham guys that are in the area.
Yeah.
Or we'll call for volunteers.
So Frankie commented, like the mayor assigns channel 4 being Fredericktown's emergency frequency, et cetera, whatever. That reality is actually up to the emergency management coordinator for the county. If he were to say, in an emergency situation, this is the channel that we're going to put information out on. There is a person designated to make those coordinating decisions. Dean Stevens. He's our emergency management coordinator for Madison County.
Who is Dean Stevens?
Dean Stevens.
That'd be a question for him.
So that would be a question for him.
Well, it'd be nice for us all to find out, though, because it's
Yeah.
like this thing should grow. Like we have a little meeting today, but we're all putting ideas and information together on how to share connectivity.
We've been doing this 6
You
months,
know.
bro. Where
Well, I
you been?
get it, but I'm saying if you've been talking ham radio for
Yeah.
6 months, then we wouldn't need to be here today.
Yeah,
But what
well,
I'm
Bill
saying
should be all
for
in it.
other well,
So
I was never invited.
so if you would like for us to have Dean Stevens on the show,
I think
comment and let us know.
that's not a bad idea.
Comment
Yeah,
and let us
I think
know.
it would be a good idea.
I think
don't
it'd be
care.
great.
I'd like those. I had
Yeah.
discussions.
I got a lot of them.
Yeah, but that I hope that answers your question, Frankie. I really do. I don't know what that was.
Looks like a
That was a
thumbs up.
like.
It looked like
Hey!
It was like, okay, it looked like a ghost.
none of us got the chop on that one.
Yeah, I missed that. It looked like a ghost floating on TV. All right. Anyway,
So
did we talk about the most obvious elephant in the room since the last meeting? No, we didn't. We'll talk about that later.
I'm sensitive about my weight.
It's okay.
no, we talked about that last meeting.
No, yeah.
Except
balloons.
it was
We
our
didn't
weight.
talk- We didn't talk about balloons. We
Not
have
this
not
time.
talked about balloons.
Not
So
this
we'll
time.
talk about that later. My theory on the balloon thing.
Oh man,
Okay.
we
So
talked
anyway.
about balloons last time.
Did we talk about balloons last
We did
time?
talk about balloons last
You want
time.
to talk about balloons again? And how
Let's-
they tie into
Let's
ham
finish
radio?
ham radios. Let's finish ham radios first.
I didn't know the ham radio was tied into balloons till the other day.
It can be.
And I messaged him.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's-
you know what this is? They're
Yeah.
shooting the Mylar balloons out of the air with
It's a
30-cent
freaking-
Yeah.
balloon with a $300,000
So,
rocket. Good
They
job, guys.
they just did a balloon release the other day at the courthouse, and I thought we're gonna have some F-15s flying over here.
You
before
know, I
too long.
really wish people wouldn't do that. That is so dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, I know why they do it, and I get it, but
Right.
it's
It is
dangerous
dangerous.
to livestock.
It's dangerous to aircraft.
Yeah,
Yeah, it suck
I
one in
mean,
there.
I was an aviator in the military.
yeah.
Those little strings, they fly pretty far.
But anyway, apparently 40,000 feet to get shot down by the government when a 12-year-old owns a balloon.
Is there going to be a class offered to get the license? So do you want to explain
There you
what
go,
has
Scott.
to
That's
take
you, buddy.
place in order for someone to take the license? Like, I know there has to be, two...
There's 3 tests. So first of all, the FCC has a website that is not very friendly. Don't let that scare you away, because if I can figure it out, anybody can figure it out, I guarantee you. But basically, you're going to go on the FCC's website, and you're going to get what's called an FRN number, and that's basically like a serial number.
Mhm.
We have
whatever.
one of those.
Right. and then you're going to go and you're going to study, whether you're doing roundtable, whether you're doing the internet, whether you buy a book, you're going to study until you get to the point where you're confident. Then you go and you go to a place, a testing center. There's one in Bonne Terre. It's $15 to take the test. If you pass the test, then they fill out the paperwork and send it into the FCC for you. And then the FCC will say, okay, $35, that covers you for 10 years. And then that's for the first level license. And I won't bore you right this minute with what all of them are, but there are there's 3 different licenses.
Right.
If you want to move on, the same day, you can test all 3 of them if you feel you know the material, and you can pass until you fail.
Has that ever been done?
Yes, multiple times. And it irritates me because I've seen 12-year-olds do it, and I can't do it. I'm bad. I'm a horrible. I'm
really not as smart as what we think.
I'm
he
a
is.
horrible test taker.
I thought you were smart.
Yeah, well, I just, it depends on the subject, I guess. And
I
but
don't judge it. I've never been one to judge a fish on its
So-
ability to climb a tree or a cat's ability to swim. So.
I'm a horrible test taker. I hate taking tests, but it's
Yeah.
it's multiple choice. You fill in the dot, and they grade it. You pass, you get your license. You get a call
C's?
sign.
Are they all C's?
A
all-
lot of
you
them are.
They're
Not all, but a
C's.
lot.
Okay. As long as I get a
That's good.
passing grade.
That's good to know.
And you can retake it up to 4 times the same day if you would happen to flunk it.
Yeah,
So-
but it's not going to be the same test. They're not going.
No, there's a pool of 400 questions,
Yeah.
and they pull 35 questions from the pool and say, "Here's your
That
test."
sounds a little lopsided.
What's that? 35 questions?
Out of how many?
400.
400.
Yeah, that's a little lopsided
What's up?
on their side. Like they got the better advantage there.
It's only 35 that you got to know.
Yeah,
No, it's 400.
it's
that you have to
400
know.
you gotta
That's
know.
true. That's
35, you got to.
You only got to know 35
Well,
when you get the paper.
And I will admit that the first time I took the test, I took it twice in the same day. I flunked the first one, and the guy goes, "You want to take it again? You might as well while you're here." I said, "Okay." Well, the first time there was a bunch of stuff on there. I didn't study real well, to be
Yeah.
totally honest with you. And there was some stuff on there. I'm like, I don't even remember seeing that. Well, the second time, almost everything on the test, I was like, got it. And I was like, here you go. And they're like, man, you got a flying colors, And so I was like, all right, cool.
I was just joking on the first one.
I was kidding.
So,
kidding.
but I mean, that's I get nervous when I take
Yeah,
tests.
Mom,
and-
I know Jeff is a ham operator. He has got a very nice ham room.
I mean, I could turn this on and I'd be a ham operator.
They call that a shack.
Oh,
The technical term for where your
he is a
radio is.
shack.
That's a ham shack.
He is a ham shack. It's very nice, actually. Yeah, he's also a storm chaser. He's living the good life.
Why does a ham shack sound like a sandwich?
It's a place where you get them.
That would be an
Yeah.
awesome. I mean, you could. I don't know. That sounds like a business venture to me, where you could sell sandwiches to dudes on radios.
Have you guys ever heard of an Aries group?
A what?
Aries. It's basically the guys that are really into the storm chasing and ham radio and all that mixed together. There's what they call area coordinators, and they're actually looking for one for Madison County right
Let's
now.
do it, bro.
So, well, it's a single person job,
Well, do it, bro.
So I don't want to do it. It's just I figure
I
it seems
wanna
like
do
it's
it.
more of you guys as like you guys
That's all my alley,
you
dude.
guys want to be
I
in charge of
yeah. I don't want
communications
to be in
and
charge of nothing.
yeah. Well, then maybe.
But
for you.
I will do that because I'll get the Jeep with my little radio and we'll go down the road and look at storms because I know how to do that.
Well, yeah,
I'm not good at it, but I know how it works.
yeah. So it's a serious thing though if you can get into it or whatever.
And
but-
Tina don't look very excited that you
Oh,
want to
she'll,
do it.
Yeah.
she'll be the first. She'll be out there waiting on me.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, we've done it before. We've chased tornadoes before. That's fun stuff. Yeah. Is there going to be a class offered to get the license?
Already answered that.
We could probably set that up
As a study group.
Yeah.
as a study group
So-
at least.
So I would say as a study group, let's set up a study group first,
Mhm.
and then we'll get the study group going. And then in order to take the test, you have to have 2 general licenses, 2 people with a general license to proctor the test.
3.
3.
Yes.
Those are 3.
Yes.
Okay.
And
I kind of knew what I was talking about.
So and basically, at the way my ham club works, and it doesn't have to be. There's ones like Cape Girardeau, Sykeston, they're all over the
Right.
place.
They're everywhere.
You get a hold of them and you say, "Hey, man, I'd like to take the test at the next available opportunity." And what they do is my ham club has what's called a net every week at a given time where we all go, "Hey, whatever." We all get on the radio and talk, and they say, "Hey, I got a couple people wanting to test. Who's our VEs? Can we be the next thing?" And then the guys all show up to give you the test.
Cool.
So,
So through you, we can make that happen.
So yeah,
or
that's
to
pretty
take the
easy.
to, you
To
know,
take the test.
Bonterre Firehouse, the second Saturday of every month. They have a club meeting there, and previous to the club meeting at noontime,
Do they have a Facebook page?
oh, they do.
Okay.
Yes. And but like I was gonna say, with advance notice, they will give the test from. It only takes maybe 20 minutes, but the testing period is from 12 till 2,
Mhm.
and then at 2, that's when the club meeting is, and then after the club meeting is an Aries meeting.
Some of us it will take 2 hours.
And
To
you know,
answer all 35 questions.
Twice.
yeah, or 4 times maybe,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you know, it's $15 a shot, but you can take all 3 tests in the same $15.
Right.
So
know.
so are all the questions the same pool of questions for
Yeah,
all
there's-
3 licenses?
No. So like that handout that I gave you, that is all the questions that could possibly appear on the technician test.
Is that the new ones?
That is the
They
newest.
do.
Yes.
They do.
About every 6 years they update them.
Yeah, they
Yes.
flip them
Yeah.
around and stuff.
That
So-
is for the technician test, and then in the thing I have the ones for the general test that I'm actually
Right.
working on, and then there's the amateur extra test.
So stay tuned to Prep Channel, and we will set up a class, a study group maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mhm.
I apparently have the answers and the
if-
questions. So
If you want to get a jump on it, there are some apps that you can download on your phone
yeah,
that have like ham prep test or ham test prep, I think is one of them. That's
Yeah.
really good. And you just go through and it has all the updated questions, and it's just set up like a test, really. And it'll pop a question up and you answer it. Ham study is another one.
they're still a novice. Virginia's daddy.
There's not.
There's
The-
not
the
novice
novice has been
anymore.
canceled.
It's down to technician now.
It's
like-
technician is the first, general is the second, and amateur extra is the third.
Virginia actually has a tower that her dad used
Oh, nice.
that she said we could pick up from her for a couple of bucks. And I won't get into that. We'll talk about that offline. But it's fairly cheap. And so we can go get this tower.
we got an expert antenna maker guy.
Yeah, and
Oh no, you guys buy one. You guys don't make antennas. No.
no.
Yeah, we're gonna buy it from you.
Anyway, so anyway, and Guy and Tina Myers, what's your opinion on the small Baofeng handheld radio?
I love it.
I love them too. I think they're great. And again,
I think they serve their purpose.
yes, they definitely
Yes.
do. They serve several
serve their
purposes.
purpose.
Yes.
I would probably not try to talk to the International Space Station on one,
Oh no,
but I think people
can.
do.
you can definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think for what they are, they're cheap.
I reach from the southern part. Where do I live? Like I don't know my north southeast.
Cherokee
From,
Pass.
so I live almost at Cherokee Pass,
So
and
you're
at
south
my
of here.
house with an external antenna, I can actually reach the repeater that's up on Highway 32 in Park Hills. Clearly, I can reach that repeater. They can hear me clearly, and the folks on the other side of the repeater can transmit back to the repeater, back to my radio with no problem. Now there are better, more powerful radios that will do it even better, but with that little Baofeng and an external, I do that. That's how I started out.
Right.
You know.
So we were talking earlier. I have this Baofeng with this fancy tactical whip antenna on it.
Yeah. Mine's
Um,
just like that. It's just in
And Jay's got one. I live up in Mine Lamont. He lives down here in Cobalt. And we can step out on our porch and talk to each other without a repeater.
now,
That's
thing-
simplex.
Yeah.
Now the thing with me about the Baofeng is there's what their range. The ones we got are what, $100, $50? I can't remember. I didn't buy them. I got it
Yeah,
in
the
person.
DMRs are 100 bucks.
175.
I wouldn't get
Yeah.
most people into DMR for a while.
Right,
You know.
Yeah.
but you can get a Baofeng for like a pack of 4 for your family for like $100.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
they're
the
ridiculously
analog
cheap.
UV5Rs are.
Is if you're using it from a prep standpoint, if you drop it, break it, lose it, whatever, you're not out the.
You're not out a ton of
$500
money.
for a Yaesu.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. The $500 for Yates.
Yes, and that was exactly why I bought the Baofeng. Was I wasn't sure, was this something I was going to try for a month and then be bored with and throw it away? Was this something I was going to get way into, like I happen to do
We
in a
have
lot of my
that problem.
hobbies? And
We've
I-
had this conversation.
yes, and so I bought the cheapy Baofeng, And then I got into it, and I started playing with antennas and going with more advanced antennas, and then more advanced radios, and I love it. It's a hobby.
Well, if you go buy the $50 Biofang and you like it, you have a $50 Biofang that got you into it.
Yes,
Now, if you buy the $50 Biofang and you don't like it,
you still have it,
you still have it,
but you're
Now-
only out 50.
but you're only out $50. Now, if you buy a $500-$600 Yaesu and you like it, good for you.
Right.
You buy it. But if you buy it and you don't like it, you've got a $500 paperweight.
Yep. Everybody's got a
Or you can
different.
sell it.
Everybody's got a different budget, and
Yeah.
everybody's got a different want or interest.
So do they do Hamfests locally
Yes.
anymore?
Not locally like as in Fredericton, but locally like Collinsville, Illinois, and St. Charles, Missouri, and a couple other places in St. Louis. Yes, they do Hamfest. There actually was one a couple weeks ago.
Guy and Tina, I don't know which one of y'all I'm talking to, or if it's just two first names. I don't know. But I hope that answered y'all's question.
Now, something to be aware of, the UV5Rs, if you buy them new now, have a very limited range on them because the FCC sucks.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And they knew that everybody was buying Baofeng radios,
So
and then they were programming FRS, GMRS, and
Right.
everything into it. And so the FCC regulated it, and they're only allowed to put certain frequencies in it. However,
if you use amateur
as-
radio frequency.
as with all things, there are cheat codes.
yes,
There
I,
are cheat
I
codes.
won't recommend them, but yes, yeah,
I
yeah. I won't.
you can Google it.
I
I'll
won't
leave it at
recommend
that.
them on here.
Yeah,
there's-
we're not going to recommend them on here.
Yeah,
No. We're all about the law here, but when you're not,
That's
on
right.
here, then whatever you do is whatever you do.
yeah. What you Google is up to
Totally.
you,
Right.
but we fly straight.
Yeah. Anybody else got any questions? Or Scott, you got anything you want to say?
I'm just here to,
You just
fill
here
in,
to have fun?
just here to have fun and fill
That's
in the
my
blanks
mantra,
and
dude.
share what
Meet people and
information.
have fun.
Sometimes,
Everywhere I go.
Right.
sometimes I have too much information,
Right.
but whatever you guys want to know that I can help with, I will be glad to.
All right. Does
Yeah.
anybody else have any questions? I think we still got some time left, so
We got all the time in the world, man.
Yeah.
Till we get zooped for
Yeah.
your comments about
So-
the government
And
What
the
FCC
frequencies.
whatever.
So let's talk about something. Babe, go grab the tinfoil because we may need some hats.
But are you allowed to talk about gun stuff on here?
I don't know. It's
that-
Facebook.
I mean,
Probably not.
as long as you're not selling it or giving prices,
We can talk about.
First Amendment, y'all.
because there are
Freedom of speech.
because there are gun, like for example, Cedar Falls Tactical has a
Absolutely.
Facebook page. They don't give prices on there.
Let's discuss
Right.
it. Let's discuss this. I want to hear y'all's opinion on this, and I'm gonna get comfortable because it's gonna take me a minute. All right.
What is
so-
the details of the classes?
Well, nobody's. This is kind of like a new thing. It just kind of came about as far as the group talking about it. If you want my opinion on how I would say,
Yes, Virginia. Sorry.
I didn't know what you said.
Is Morse code
Morse
gonna be
code
taught
gonna
as
be
well?
taught as well.
Morse code is no longer required.
not, but I
It
think
is recommended,
Yes.
but it is no longer required
we
to
should
pass
do
to
that.
get a license.
So I have this really cool idea that I think I'm gonna have a friend of mine that makes T-shirts. Chad, if you're watching this is your $1 million idea. Maybe pesos or whatever. Probably not American. It may be American money. I don't know. Here's your $1 million idea. I want a shirt on the back in Morse code that says "It's not Braille."
That's pretty cool. But more on that lady's
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too far off track. We would have to sit down and talk, and it doesn't have to be me. It could be you guys. I don't even
Right.
need to be involved.
The classes we will discuss that and post them up.
Yeah, we'll figure.
You
and
want to
then,
be involved?
well, I can be.
Okay.
So it's after we get
That was
offline.
quick. Normally I have to buy a drink and beg to get
Right.
It's
somebody
just
to do something
it's
with
just you got to sit down and put a plan together,
Yeah.
so that way it's not like a bunch of disorganized monkeys. No offense to monkeys, but and
I didn't
but-
take offense.
But well, yeah, if there's a class, basically you form a study group,
Yeah.
get some information together, and
Yeah, we can do that.
and study and help
Yeah.
each other.
me. Yeah, we can do that.
I think it's an excellent idea.
We could use some help if somebody wanted to help us.
Well, I can.
Throwing that out there, not you, just
Oh,
in general.
Yeah. I mean, you
yeah.
know,
Is there anybody else on here that has any experience with ham? Just curious.
Yeah. Anybody else have ham radio experience? I know Virginia does. As far as I don't know if she's licensed or anything, but I know she's got experience as far as her background, like her grandfather and was
Right.
a big ham guy.
one of the things I'll throw out there that I keep referencing my club because I belong to it and I deal with it as a hobby. I think it's fun. We do a weekly net for multiple reasons. One, just so we can chat about the common topic of ham radio stuff.
Right.
But two, it's also practice because a lot of people buy these Baofangs. I'm going to buy a Baofang, so when there's an emergency, I'm going to save the world.
Yeah.
They don't know how to use it. They don't know what to do with it. So how do you know where your radio works from? Let's test it every week. Let's meet up at a certain time, a certain frequency. Not every week, but many weeks.
Are you laughing? What? What are you laughing at? Oh, yeah, that's what they call these guys.
My dad's a little bit of a ham
I
too.
look like a ham my whole life.
I've ate ham my whole life.
Yeah, that's why I look like one. Now.
I like ham.
But it's good practice, to
Right.
learn.
Yeah.
And there's a simplex net and a duplex net for those reasons. And it's something you guys could form your own net that's not even has anything to do with the club, with that ham club. Just do yours on Thursday, or what have you. Just
We
something
certainly could form a prep net.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
mean that's
prep
really, that's one of the things too is you find an open repeater and look at that repeater and see when it's used, and you say, okay, well nobody's using it on Thursday night. Let's schedule it on Thursday night, and then
we can do that. We'll
Yeah.
Don't
Well-
laugh at me.
We'll use Scott's genius and help us get sorted.
Yeah, we'll get a class together pretty soon. Pretty soon. So anybody else got any questions before I pull the tinfoil out?
I like tinfoil.
You like tinfoil?
Some of the best topics.
Hey, does anybody have a melting furnace for melting metals?
What's the name of those
A
things?
smelting furnace?
No, there's an actual name for those guys. My buddy built one.
Blacksmith?
Smelting
A
furnace?
forge.
A forge?
No, that's for making things.
Yeah.
A smelting
wanna
furnace
melt
is for
down-
melting
Maybe you
things.
can flip,
Well-
flip it over. It'll be
Yeah.
She said maybe. So here, no real questions for this. If somebody pops up, we'll stop. So last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever did we talk about the big balloon last time we were here?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've been thinking about that,
Uh-oh.
and then now I'm pretty sure that I can set up a radio to transmit all the time as long as it's got power, whether it be Morse code, and I know that because the weather radios do it.
There's a difference though. That's a broadcast. But go ahead.
Okay, whatever. Work with me, okay?
Transmit,
I'm stupid
broadcast.
with this.
No,
Transmit,
in our realm,
No,
broadcast,
you
the
just
same
whatever.
aren't
thing.
informed yet.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna broadcast this, right?
Okay.
That's what you're calling it when it automatically puts
If-
something out.
Yes.
Okay, is that? I mean, is that the right word?
It could be a broadcast or it could be a beacon, but if it's just automatically put something out, there's allowable laws and whatever. But yeah.
Well, we're not talking about allowable laws right here. We're talking
Okay.
about a balloon 60,000 feet in the air.
Yes.
So what would that be? Would that be a broadcast? So let's say it is a broadcast,
Okay.
and it's broadcasting a code.
Okay. Okay. What's the question on that though?
We thought it was gathering data. What if it was putting stuff out?
It could have been, but I would have thought with that. I don't know what you probably know more than I do. What's that plane called? That big dish on the top?
AWACS.
Yeah.
Is it the AWACS?
Yeah.
So I would have thought one of those AWACS vehicles has the ability, I'm sure, to scan every range, every band, every frequency as it's going. And I would figure that they would be able to collect that information and know.
Wouldn't it?
20 millimeter round, only 15,000 feet.
Oh, Chris Hoover's here. What's up, Chris? Thanks for joining us.
Nick
No,
makes a
Hey,
deal.
Chris.
Yeah, but what if? I mean, just hypothetically, we were worried about this Chinese balloon picking up stuff that they got satellites for that. What if it was
Trying to give us information?
trying to, not us,
Who would have been trying to give information?
The other Chinese army.
the
in
other
Canada.
Chinese people
I mean, that are here.
that are
hidden?
here,
It's very
sleeper
possible.
cells?
Well, either way, we got rid of
What's
it. So
happened after that? What's happened after the Chinese balloon incident?
Train wreck.
I was just getting ready to say that. A couple
wrecks.
of train wrecks.
Yeah,
I think we've had a couple of factories.
factory
that,
fires.
Yeah.
I mean, if y'all, I mean, I'm not really big. I mean, I am big tinfoily, but I don't. There's a certain amount of truth in every conspiracy theory.
Yeah, there's
and
only so
there are
much
some
tin in
people
the
that
foil.
take it way far.
Part of the thing I've learned is the more that you think that it's BS and that the government would never do this, the more likely the government is
I
to
am
do
telling
that.
you, the government will do some shady stuff.
Oh.
If you don't believe me, go ask an Indian, Native American.
Right?
Well, I mean,
oh, you can trust us.
yeah, we're from
If
the
you,
government. We're
if
here
you
to
don't
help.
believe us, just watch CNN a couple times.
Yeah, but and not to get us off the prep thing. No, look, wrong prep. Anyway, not to get us off prep or anything, but if you think about it, there's been a lot of crazy stuff happening lately, all around the globe.
Well, yeah.
You know, and I mean, it's just insane. And I am not going to lean left or lean right, but
It's insane no matter which way you lean.
Insane.
Yeah.
I don't particularly lean left or lean right for anybody that knows or cares.
Yeah.
I'm more of a what's the Constitution say about this
That's
before
one.
you start talking and telling me what I need to do.
I wish
Yeah.
every politician would follow that.
You
That's
know?
the best.
Yeah.
That's 100% my goal right there. What's the Constitution
did.
say?
I did learn, I think, and I may be misquoting somebody, I'm sure will correct me, that sometime around the 13th or 14th Amendment.
Absolutely not, Chris.
Chris, come on now. I'd take an elevator ride with Ray Rice before I did that. Drink Bill Cosby's Kool-Aid.
He asked where your tinfoil hat was. I was trying to help you out.
Oh, Tina's got it down here. I'm not going to put it on.
Price of metals are getting expensive.
Yeah.
All metals.
Precious metals are getting
Precious and regular.
Yeah, metals are getting expensive. You're good, brother. You're good. Just remember, when I get that phone call I called you about the other day, if I'm busy, I'm calling you for it. Oh, then we won't get into that. Yep.
So Chris will be on the show in May.
Yes, Chris
May
Hoover
18th.
will be
So-
here May 18th.
May 18th, he'll be here to talk to us about.
He said, "I'm no way."
Too bad you're already on the calendar.
No, he's talking about the phone call I met.
Oh, that yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's gonna talk to us about warm weather injuries and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
That's good. I didn't know that till like today that you were gonna do it. I appreciate it, bud.
yeah.
Maybe
We
do it-
communicate well.
If it's nice, maybe we'll do it at the park or something.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
And you know that from experience, Nick? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, Nick worked in a prison for a while.
but
I mean, he might have had the ghetto punch.
yeah.
So, that kid, what was that toilet bowl Cabernet that they make in prison?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't been to prison.
Yeah. Yeah. It's best to be avoided.
Oh. So this was what?
He declined to drink.
Oh, he didn't need to drink. Oh, yeah. This has been fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoy our prep talks.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yes.
So, will we answer any questions, or did we just sit around?
Well, I think I answered one or
I
two.
think we
One or
answered.
two.
Yeah.
Couple.
You answered several.
Yeah. Well, so basically, we decided that you should have a ham radio
Yes.
for prep reasons, grid down situation. And I'm not talking about apocalyptic. I'm talking about natural disaster,
Tornado
whatever,
power.
tornado, ice storm, whatever, flood. We decided that was a good idea.
So I think until we get a business frequency, and hear me out before you shoot my bubble down. So before we get a business frequency, I think it would behoove us to figure out, like, everybody has access to FRS, which you can talk on without
Any license.
any license.
Sort of a family
So,
radio
I think-
service.
I think we should coordinate an FRS frequency for emergency situations until we can get.
For the Fredericktown area?
Yeah.
That's out of my. I don't know nothing about all this. I mean, I know the
Well,
basics.
I mean,
but-
I mean,
think,
all you would have to
you
do
know,
is look through the available channels. Let's just make some numbers up. Channels one. Whenever you deal with FRS and GRMS, you almost always
what
deal
is
with a
FRS?
family radio service, and it's designed
That was
for.
for them.
Oh, I'm sorry, family radio service.
No, you can tell me
Oh,
when it was for them.
yeah, yeah.
I knew what it
Uh,
was. I was asking.
So that's really designed for everybody on the same block, everybody on the next couple of streets, maybe at most. Hand the kids the FRS that you bought from Walmart.
Right.
Right. You get a little bit more serious. You get into what's called the GMRS, General Mobile Radio Service. It goes a little bit further. It has a license, but it's not the same as a ham license. You just basically give them your $30 or $35.
Yeah.
The whole family, everybody in the family
Right.
can use the same license. Then the ham radio goes further and has a whole bunch more rabbit hole
Yeah.
to it.
Okay.
But
So-
hold on, one last thing I was gonna say is there's no official like, oh, you have to use this, you have to use this. Pick up an FRS and go through all the different things and scan
Alright.
and go, okay, channel 4
It's free.
is channel 4 is typically free. Let's start on channel 4. If channel 4 is occupied, let's try channel 5, channel 6. And what you guys could do is post something on your webpage.
I want to figure out what frequency McDonald's is on.
Well, you got the
So,
scanner. We go
I-
drive
That
by
way
there.
I can.
I have an analog scanner.
That way I can
at
call
work.
them before I get there and let them know to get my order right.
That's not gonna happen. Unless you go behind the counter and cook it yourself. That's probably not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right.
I'd probably burn it. and It still
Hey.
wouldn't come out right.
What's bad is it's just bad. We're not going to talk about finances.
Yeah.
The money that McDonald gets made
No,
because Chris Hoover's on here and I don't want to hurt his feelings,
no.
Well,
So
which is bullcrap.
what?
Y'all don't know Chris. Chris, what are you, Chris?
What do you say?
No, I really don't want to hurt your feelings because Chris is a skilled professional in his job. And
Yes.
McDonald's employees, and this has nothing to do with McDonald's. I think them people work hard.
Chris is an old paramedic.
Right. I think people in fast food work hard.
Very old.
I really do. But the skilled trade industry and the unskilled worker area is getting real blurred. You are not
Yeah.
that old. Oh my God.
How old is he?
Huh?
Let's out him. Let's out him. How old is he?
How old is Chris Hoover? 47, 48?
I was gonna say mid-30s. I've only met him once. I met him once at one of y'all's.
He's been an EMT for 30 years, bro.
Oh,
Or paramedic.
holy shit!
51.
Yeah. He's old. I was
Wow.
trying to help you out, bro. I really knew.
He's older than I am.
Yeah, he's antique, man.
How old you know?
Huh?
How old you know?
You know
I-
what? It'll make you feel really old when you tell him that he's a half century old.
Dude, I am 46.
Oh, I'm older than you then.
That is, I'm 21
And holding.
with 25 years experience. So, yeah, Chris is old, man. I think he was there when they walked across, they parted the Red Sea. Chris was,
Are you serious? I think he was the one that checked the pulse on Jesus.
yes. Chris
dead.
checked the pulse on
He
Jesus.
verified.
Yeah, twice. No, I just, but what are we talking about now? We're
We're
talking about
lost.
Chris Hoover. Chris Hoover will be here next month, April.
No,
May.
April, May.
2 months here.
2 months. Why? Why, Chris? Why
So-
are you waiting 2 months?
Because April, we are going to be talking about.
Not cold weather injuries.
No, hopefully they'll be over by then.
We are going to
Yeah.
talk about warm weather preps. Because April is the time of the month when we start switching our go bags from winter
Oh,
back to
that's also-
summer.
You know what else we do in April? We change our
Batteries.
smoke detector batteries.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And what else do we do? Some people do that when they spring forward and fall
That's
backward.
Yeah.
what I do. I
Yeah,
change
which
batteries.
that's in a
and-
couple weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah.
Update
You
any
said
of
he's
your.
not that old. Oh no.
So yeah, we'll do that. In April, we'll talk about our warm
So we're
weather
not gonna
preps.
have a subject matter kind of expert in April.
You two.
I mean, we could.
Yeah. I think we should.
I don't know. Drop some comments on what we need to
Yeah.
talk
I
about
mean, we
next
can
month.
talk about hot weather injuries and warm weather and changing go bags. We can talk about changing go bags. That's fine.
Change
Oh,
your go
Lord.
bags.
I am not doing it. Last time I
Um,
did that. Yeah.
But
I
we
need to get
got
on board.
May. Chris is coming down to talk about warm weather injuries. Do you talk about tornado awareness and how to be prepared? Yes, we do, and we'll
Yeah.
touch on that on our next prep talk.
Leave my legs alone, Chris.
We'll talk about that on our next prep talk because March is Tornado Awareness Month.
Yeah, we will talk about
And
tornadoes.
on the 7th at 10 o'clock is the statewide tornado drill.
When?
I think the 7th.
Okay.
Might be the 6th. I'll have to
6th
check.
or the 7th.
It's one of those
Let's
days.
just hope they're not having a real one when we're telling
Well, I
everybody
was gonna
it's
say
true.
if the roof's still on and you hear the siren, that's probably a drill.
Right.
Did you know, because we're talking about this now,
Should
we
be
will.
posted on Prep.
Yeah, we will.
I will.
Yeah,
So-
my legs.
yeah.
He said I should cover my legs. Why? You love my legs? Are you looking at my legs?
Hey.
So, here's a tidbit for you. Sirens are not for you in the house.
Nope.
I don't know if you knew that or not.
I did not know.
A lot of people don't know this. Oh, can you hear my siren? Are you outside or are you inside? Well, I'm inside. Turn the dang radio on. Turn the TV on. The siren or storm sirens are for when you're outside doing something outside.
Mhm.
Oh, crap. There's a tornado. Let me run in the house, grab my trusty weather radio. But we put out information hours, sometimes days ahead of time. Or I try to.
Right, and I
Yeah.
do appreciate that. I do
Yeah.
follow your.
Yeah.
Some people make shitty comments to you, and I know
know.
I'm probably not supposed to say that on the
it's
on the
okay,
thing. I
don't care.
apologize, but that's just, hey, somebody's giving you a heads up. It never hurts to be informed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
know.
sometimes I've had people tell me when they meet me, like, they're like, what's your name? I'm like, oh, I'm Jay. Corbett, probably see me on Facebook.
Oh,
You're
you're
the
that guy.
weather dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I live
Yeah.
out in Mark One and we don't get TV, and
Right.
this is the only thing I see,
Yeah.
so it gives me a chance to. They don't follow me. I give them a heads up. Hey, it's gonna get wet. I
Yeah.
can't control all that.
Whenever we had that tornado that
This is
came
Madison
through here,
County. We're all outside watching
Um,
the storm.
I actually was in my basement, and all my cell phone would not work. We don't have a landline,
Right.
and my internet was down because the power was out. I had a wire strung up, and I had my radio in the basement, and I was listening to the guys, the weather spotters.
Mhm.
I was listening to them say, "Oh, there's one coming across." They were telling where it was coming across.
That's an excellent reason.
you
You
know,
should have a ham radio. Right
and that's
Yeah, right.
that's the ham
Yeah.
guys do a weather net when it becomes a serious
Right.
storm situation. They fire up the net and they all start communicating, and some of those guys are plugged into the National Weather Center.
Yeah.
That becomes the Aries stuff, and
Yeah,
those,
that's crazy.
those
Yeah.
guys are getting
So-
a lot of information.
So the statewide tornado drill is the 7th at 10 a.m.
Okay, did you look it up?
Yeah.
No, I'm fine.
So
All right.
so that's the 7th.
So
And
next month is
I'll be
tornadoes?
posting some stuff on the prep page in regards to tornadoes and next week is also weather safety week for the state of Missouri. So we'll be posting some stuff on that throughout the week. It's different things every day.
Oh, and just so y'all know, if y'all want to get on the prep page and post a question, we can answer them there.
Yeah.
Anything you want to talk about, we'll talk.
Yeah.
I'm free most of the time. He's free most of the time.
I think within a couple
so-
hours, anybody can get to an answer for
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
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 If you want to just post something up and start a conversation, we can do that.
Yeah.
Don't forget, we have the lights out kit when y'all make it to 500.
Yeah. 500 followers. We still have the blackout kit
I
available.
call it a lights out kit. He calls it a blackout kit.
Whatever. Lights on kit.
Lights on kit. Whatever.
I can see.
I can see.
Yeah, the I can see now kit.
So basically, Scott, what that is, and we'll make this quick because we normally keep it to an hour, but we're
Yeah,
fine.
we're a little over
We had to
because
allow
we had
extra
to.
time because Scott number
Yeah.
one. So what I
Yeah.
did was I took an ammo box and I put what did I put in that thing?
Oh, it
A
was-
flashlight, a
yeah.
headlamp, some area lights, some batteries, weather radio. Is there weather radio? There,
No.
oh,
No.
that may be a spoiler alert. I don't know. So maybe. Anyway, so I remember what it was. It was the battery pack for your phone
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and some oh man,
We had
some FEMA paperwork for
some-
natural
yeah,
disasters.
some
and
FEMA
stuff.
stuff.
Like that. A few other
Hold on.
notepads, some pens, a few other little things in there. Anyway, about 120, 30 bucks worth of stuff.
Yeah.
In this ammo can. That way it seals up and you can slide it behind your couch.
Sure.
Did you remember when
Yeah.
I was a kid? Lights went out. We
Yeah.
scrambled for candles.
Oh yes.
Wherever get the candles and the lighter. You know, and then you got kids walking around with flaming objects. You know, they're looking
Yeah.
at their phone like this. You know, next thing you know, you walk into a curtain and then poof. But anyway, so that way it slides behind the couch. You know exactly where it's at.
Yeah.
So when our page gets to 500 likes, we are going to give it away.
500 likes or 500 followers?
500 followers.
500
Okay.
followers.
Okay. So I was gonna go home and like the crap out of it. I'm just-
You would.
I want that kit, man. That sounds
Yeah,
pretty cool.
It is. It is really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get it and show it next.
That's probably a great idea. you
Yeah.
know.
Headed to Mexican. Hey,
Mexican.
Chris said he's buying Mexican at the Mexican place. Which one?
He gone.
No, you can't do that. You gotta tell us which one.
I have his phone number.
You
I'll
know what
call
his
him.
vehicle looks like. We'll just ride by.
Yeah.
All right.
Gotcha.
He said- okay, so
You're
he's,
headed to it. You left out the A.
Oh, there goes.
I'm headed to
Argentina.
a Mexican boy.
Uh,
Hey, that one's my favorite one.
he's headed to Mexican boys.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Man.
that could get you in trouble.
Anyway.
Good food.
All right. Well, I'm done talking. I ain't got nothing else to say.
Yeah,
Anybody
I'm
else
good.
got anything?
You good?
You good?
I'm
You okay
good.
with today?
Oh yeah.
You like it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Pretty good hanging out?
Oh yeah. Always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And
So-
on to the next.
And we'll see you next time. Have a good one.